Welcome. I'm Tom Bell with Chronicle, coming to you from the Arts Exchange in Atlanta. And because you're taking this course, you're either a novelist or a nonfiction book author. If you're a novelist, you've already completed a good first draft of your manuscript. Or if you're a nonfiction author, you've completed an outline, maybe a synopsis, and a few sample chapters. Either way, congratulations to you. This is a huge, huge accomplishment. Many people out in the world have ideas for books that they never get around to writing, or books that they start writing but never bring to completion. But you've actually done it. I hope you've taken some time to feel what an accomplishment this is. I hope you've taken some time to properly celebrate. All right, enough of that. Let's get to work. So, you've written a novel, or if it's a nonfiction book, you've started writing it. Later in the course, we'll dig into the difference between the writing process for fiction and nonfiction books. But basically, for now, the process of writing your book is done. And now what you want to do is publish your book. You want to take all those words that you've carefully crafted, and you want to share those words with the world. Not just with your mom or your best friend or that favorite writing teacher from high school. No, you want to share your words with the public. You're ready for strangers to read this, people you've never met and maybe never will. Maybe it will be 10 strangers, or 1,000, or 10,000, or 1,000,000. But whatever the number, you want to get these words out of that little nest in which you've written them and out into the wide, wide world. So, how do you do that? How do you get your words to the eyes and minds and hearts of readers beyond your own personal circle? How does that book you wrote on a laptop at your favorite coffee shop or on legal pads while sitting on your living room couch, how does that end up on the shelves of bookstores? Who are the major publishers, and why should you know about each of them? Who are the minor players, and why might they be equally important along the road to getting published? How does your book end up for sale on Amazon or Powell? How does it become available for download to readers' phones and tablets and dedicated e-reader devices? And how much money can you expect to make? This course is going to take you on a complete exploration of all of these questions. Our class is a pretty straightforward presentation. You'll see a lot of me talking, so prepare to take notes. We'll also use our trusty computer to point things out on the web and highlight certain thoughts and ideas. And we'll use the whiteboard here at our office to have a little fun illustrating things and giving you a picture of the publishing industry. Let's start now by taking a quick tour of the paths that a book can take from writer to reader. If you remember that old Schoolhouse Rock cartoon, I'm Just a Bill, that explained the US legislative process in a 3-minute song, well, that's what we're going to try to do here first with book publishing, without the singing. So, you have a manuscript of your novel, or an outline and some sample chapters of your nonfiction book. How does that manuscript become a published book? Well, here are the basics of the process. First, someone has to decide to publish it. Now, maybe that person is you, in which case you're self-publishing, and there's a pretty good chance that you're going to accept yourself for publication. If you want someone else, a book publisher, to publish your book, then you're going to have to convince them that they should. We'll talk later about how you do that, but for now, success! A publisher wants to publish your book. Awesome, let's move on. Okay, so whether you're self-publishing or traditionally publishing, the next step is to edit your book. And yes, your book needs to be edited. We'll convince you of this later, but for now, trust us. No matter how good a writer you are, your book needs to be edited. Next, time to design your book. A cover illustration, maybe interior illustrations, font choices, book size. Whether a printed book or an ebook, your book needs a good design. All right, fast forward through all that. Your book is designed, it looks beautiful, words edited, book designed. Now we have to produce your book. Now, if this is a physical book, that means printing. If it's an ebook, it means encoding an ebook file in a very particular way. Don't worry about the details for now. We'll just say, production achieved. Oops. No one but you and your publisher knows this book even exists. You're going to need a marketing campaign. Eventually that will mean marketing to readers, but long before that, your book must be marketed to bookstores, to book critics, and all the other people who will help you get your book to readers. Marketing campaign underway. Okay, people know your book exists, so it's time to sell it to them. That might mean selling to bookstores, online book retailers, your local gift shops, or direct to readers through other means. We'll get to the details later, but for now, sell those books. Woohoo! People are buying your book. But unless you plan to spend a lot of time in your garage with boxes and packing tape, you're going to need a plan to get those books to the people buying them. This is called distribution. It's one of the least sexy aspects of publishing, but it's absolutely essential. It's the final step in getting your books to readers. And, well, that's it. The marketing campaign continues. Sales and distribution continue, but your book now is officially published, and you can now turn your attention to writing your next book. Okay, so that's the 3-minute cartoon version. Let's rewind and dig deeper in. I'll see you in the next lecture, in which we'll take a closer look at the history of publishing. See you there.